Good day, everybody. My name is Amy. Welcome to my brand new channel. I'll be taking you through various yoga series and sequences. So we are going to go ahead and get started by taking a nice simple cross-legged position towards the end of the mat. Palms are up, index finger to thumb. Begin to really think about softening your eyes and unhinging your jaw. Inhale. Open up your chest, drawing your shoulders down and back. Exhale, round through. Inhale, open up your shoulders. Exhale, round through. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round through. This time you're going to take your fingers around your knees. Draw your knees to your chest. Bring your chin to your chest. And inhale, index finger to thumb. Shoulders over your hips. Exhale, round through. Inhale, back to starting position. Exhale, round through. Inhale, back to starting position. Now go ahead and begin to use your hands to draw your knees towards your chest and take your feet in front of you. Reach your arms forward. And once again, inhale, open up your chest, draw your shoulders down and back, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, round through. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round through. One last time, inhale. And exhale. Now go ahead and begin to cross your ankles and roll forward, coming to a tabletop position or all fours in preparation for cat and cow. Try to keep your wrists directly below your shoulders, knees directly below your hips, and really think about keeping your fingers spread nice and wide to press through all four corners of both hands. From your tabletop position, inhale into cow, gentle back bend. Try to bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, and exhale, round through to cat, chin to chest, tucking in your tailbone. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale. Exhale and hold here for a few breaths in your cat position. Remember, one breath is an inhalation through your nose and an exhalation through your mouth. Inhale back to neutral position, returning to your tabletop. And as you exhale, begin to draw your elbows towards the mat and scoop through into cow. Inhaling. Exhale. Scoop through. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Scoop through. Inhale, cow. One last time. Exhale. Inhale. And this time begin to take your hips back towards your heels and really think about reaching your fingertips towards the top of your mat into child's rest or balasana. If you would like to keep your eyes closed here, you may certainly feel free to do so. Take nice, deep, relaxed breaths. Upon your next inhalation, walk your hands in so that you're coming all the way back with your hips into your heels and shoulders stacked over your hips. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Take your head over towards your right shoulder. Inhale, look up. And as you exhale, begin to bring your gaze down towards your right shoulder. Inhale, look up. Exhale towards your shoulder. One last time. Inhale. Exhale, release your right arm down. Inhale, reach your left arm up and take your head to your left shoulder. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look towards your left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release your left arm down. Now clasping your hands behind your back, inhale, really open into your chest, and exhale, hinging at your hips, come back to child's rest, this time to release the shoulders down. Now, keeping your hands clasped behind your back, inhale, begin to lift your hips and roll onto the crown of your head, drawing your chin towards your chest. We're going to stay here for just a few breaths. Inhale, release your hips to your heels. Exhale, take your forearms into the mat so that your arms are resting next to your knees. Take just a few breaths here. And with your next inhalation, walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Lift your hips, curl your toes under. Exhale, lift your knees up, pulling your hips towards the sky into your downward facing dog. Now, in downward facing dog, I want you to try to keep your hands lined up with your shoulders, feet lined up with your hips. You do not have to keep your legs perfectly straight here. You do not have to reach your heels all the way into the mat. What I really want you to focus on is the elongation of your spine. Take nice deep breaths. Don't forget to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And from here, begin to walk the dog. So you're going to inhale and lift one heel up away from the mat, rolling onto the ball of the foot. Exhale and switch sides. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. So you're basically gas pedaling through your feet. I want you to feel as though you're starting to loosen up little by little into your hamstrings. Inhale, hold your downward facing dog. And as you exhale, walk your hands back to your toes so that you're now at the back of your mat. Hinge your hips, drop your head down so that your chin is released towards your chest. I want you to feel as though you're really releasing and lengthening into the back of your neck here. Once again, you do not have to keep your legs perfectly straight. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Begin to clasp your elbows and gently swing from side to side, releasing into either side of your lower back. Inhale, hold to center, release your arms down. Come all the way up to standing vertebra by vertebra. And reach your arms up, palms together. Exhale, take your hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Coming into forward fold. Inhale, bring your body halfway up, gently resting your hands just below your knees. Exhale, release to forward fold. Inhale, walk your hands forward, returning to downward facing dog. And exhale, bring the knees back down to your tabletop position. Inhale into cow. Exhale, round through to cat. Drop your elbows down, scoop through. Inhale to cow. And again, exhale to cat. Scoop through. Inhale to cow. Exhale, scoop. Inhale. Exhale, round through to cat. Take your hips back to your heels. Returning to child's rest for a few breaths. Inhale, walk your hands in, returning to your hip to heel position. Reach your right arm up. Exhale, take your head to your right shoulder. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look towards your shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, release that arm down. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Take your head to your left shoulder. Look up, inhaling. And exhale. Take your gaze to your shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. Release your arm down. Clasp your hands behind your back, opening your chest. Inhaling. And exhale. Fold forward, allowing your shoulders to round down. On your next inhalation, lift your hips, roll onto the crown of your head, and again, hold here for a few breaths. Inhale, release your hips down. Release your arms by your side so that your forearms are into the mat and resting next to your knees. Inhale, lengthen your arms forward, hands reaching towards the top of the mat. Come to all fours, curl your toes under. Exhale, knees and hips come back up to downward facing dog. And try to find the evenness of downward facing dog. Really think about keeping your hands lined up with your shoulders as you keep your fingers spread nice and wide. Really think about keeping your hips lined up with your feet. And again, walk the dog. Work with your breath. Inhale. Exhale and switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale. Inhale, hold downward facing dog. Exhale, walk your hands to your toes. Clasp your elbows and gently swing from side to side. Release your arms down, inhaling, come all the way up to standing. Reach up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Releasing back to your forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Returning to downward facing dog. Now we're going to stay here for a few extra breaths. Really find the evenness, the symmetry of your downward facing dog. Now this time on your next inhalation, you are going to lift your right leg up into three-legged dog. Really think about engaging your right hip to open up the hip flexor of that right hip, engaging the glutes, reaching that leg up, up, up. Inhale. Exhale, release the right leg down. Inhale, reach the left leg up, engaging the glute to open the hip. Inhale, release the left leg down. This time, inhale, reach the right leg up. And as you exhale, take your right knee to your nose and hold for a few breaths, really tucking in the tailbone. Inhale, exhale, step your right foot between your hands, release your left knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up into a low lunge, open your chest, look slightly upward. Exhale, release your hands into the mat. Inhale, curl your toes under, lift the left knee. And exhale, step forward to return to forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, step your right leg back. Exhale, take your right knee into the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, curl your toes under, lift the right knee. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, release your knees back to the mat, coming back to all fours. Exhale, release the elbows down. Inhale, take your hips into the mat, look up into cobra. Engage your glutes to support your lower back. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Inhale to all fours. And exhale, return to child's rest for a few breaths. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that left leg to three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your nose, and hold for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale, step between your hands, right knee down. Inhale, arms up to low lunge. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, curl your toes under, lift the knee. Exhale, step forward, returning to forward fold. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time, takes you all the way up to standing. Reach up, palms together, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left leg back. Exhale, left knee into the mat. Inhale, arms come up to low lunge. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, curl your toes under, lift the knee, and exhale into your downward facing dog. Inhale, scoop through knees, elbows, chest, then chin, returning to cobra for a few breaths. Upon your next inhalation, lower your forehead down. Exhale, all fours, hips to heels. Child's rest for a few breaths. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to start to make our way into our warrior flow or warrior combination. On your next inhalation, take your right leg up, returning to three-legged dog. We're going to hold here for about 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Once again, take your knee to your nose and hold for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, step between your hands. Turn your left foot out to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift your torso up so your shoulders are over your hips and reach your right arm up. Followed by your left arm, taking your palms together. Open your chest into warrior one. Try to keep your hips and shoulders as square as possible towards the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your left foot off the mat, balancing into your right leg, coming into warrior one. Try to reach the fingertips of your left foot, the toes of your left foot and your fingertips to opposite ends of the room. Inhale, step back, open out to the left, coming into warrior two. Try to keep your arms lined up with your shoulders, gazes over the fingertips of your right hand. Really try to keep your right knee stacked over your left ankle. Inhale, reverse that warrior, bringing your gaze up. We have a couple of different options for the left arm. You could take your left hand into your lower back to open the left shoulder a little bit more, or you could simply release your left arm by your side. Inhale, exhale, fold over your right leg, lift your left arm up and straighten your right leg into triangle pose. Now in your triangle, I want you to try to keep your shoulders and hips lined up. And to do this, really think about keeping your tailbone tucked, engaging your glutes. Inhale. Exhale, swim and circle your left arm overhead. Bend your right knee. Take your right hand into the mat and inhale, take your left arm by your left ear, looking up from underneath your left arm. Inhale, exhale, lower your left arm down. Lift your left heel up to a lunge position. Inhale, open out to the right, coming to a revolved lunge. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, take your right arm back, lengthen your right leg into pyramid pose. Now, you do not have to keep that right leg perfectly straight. You may certainly feel free to maintain a slight bend to the knee. The main objective here is just feeling that pull into the back of that right leg. Inhale, exhale, drop the left knee down. Take your hips back towards your heels, lifting the toes of your right foot up. Now, if you would like to stay here, you may certainly feel free to do so. Otherwise, if you need a deeper stretch today, go ahead and take your hips back to your left heel. See if you can get a little deeper into that stretch by hinging forward a little more. Inhale, shift back to a lunge position. Both hands into the mat. Exhale, curl your toes under. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, step back into a plank position. Try to keep your navel drawn in to maintain a nice long line from the crown of your head back to your heels. Inhale. Exhale, take your knees to the mat. Hips to heels, returning to child's rest. Inhale, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg to three-legged dog. And again, hold here for about 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, take your left knee to your nose and hold. Inhale, exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Turn your right foot out to a 45-degree angle in preparation for warrior one. Inhale, lift your arms up, chest up, gentle back bend, looking towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, fold over your front leg. Shift your weight to your front foot and lift the back leg up, returning to warrior three. Create a nice long line from your fingertips to your toes. Inhale, step back, open out to warrior two. Try to keep your left knee over your left ankle, arms lined up with your shoulders. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Once again, your right arm this time can be down by your side, or you can take your right hand into your lower back. Inhale, exhale, return to triangle pose. Engaging the glutes to tuck in the tailbone. Inhale, exhale, bend the left leg. Take your left hand into the mat, swim and circle the right arm, and take your right arm by your right ear. Inhale, exhale, release the right arm down, lift the right heel up. Inhale, revolved lunge over to the left this time. Inhale, exhale, shift back to pyramid pose and really listen to your body here. Again, if you need to keep that knee slightly bent, you may certainly feel free to do so here as well. Inhale, shift back to lunge, step back to plank position. Inhale, knees to the mat, hips to your heels, coming back to child's rest. Inhale, come back to all fours. Now this time, I want you to cross your ankles behind you and roll back to a nice, comfortable, seated, cross-legged position with your knees up towards your chest. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, round through, tucking in the tailbone. Wrap your fingers around your knees once again and lift your heels up into flying cross-legged position. And we're going to stay here for just a few breaths. And cross opposite ankle over opposite leg. Release your knees and keeping your feet hovering over the mat, really finding your balance back on your sacrum. Release the ankles, reach for your toes, and begin to lengthen your legs. And again, you don't have to straighten the legs fully. If you'd rather keep the knees bent, you may certainly feel free to do so here. Take deep breaths. Really think about elongating your spine. Now begin to take your legs forward. Either keep your legs bent for a modified boat pose or lengthen the legs. Release your legs down. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, fold into a seated forward fold. And again, either keep the knees bent or you can lengthen the legs, whichever feels most appropriate for you. Inhale, pull your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, draw your right knee towards your chest. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Pull your shoulders up, keeping the shoulders stacked over your hips. As you exhale, turn and twist to the right, wrapping your left arm around the right knee. Release the fingertips of your right hand into the mat behind you. And see if you can really turn your head to look over the right shoulder. Now, bring your shoulders square to your hips so you're looking towards the front of your mat. Release your fingertips to either side of you. And this time you're going to lift the left leg up, bend the left leg so that you're taking your left heel towards the right hip. And again, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, and then exhale, turn and twist to the right. Take the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And again, keep your fingertips planted into the mat behind you with your gaze over your shoulder. King of the Fishes pose. This one is really great for helping to stimulate digestion. And from here, Either reach for and bind the shin of your right leg with your left hand and then start to extend the right leg, or if you're feeling extra flexible today, see if you can bind the toes of your right foot with your left hand and breathe. Inhale, square off your shoulders and hips. Take your right ankle over your left leg, or come to adducts pose by taking your right ankle in front of your left ankle. The main objective here is that we're keeping the knees lined up with the hips. That being said, if you have a yoga block at home, you can prop the block underneath your hips and come to a simple seated cross-legged position instead, whichever posture feels most appropriate for you. And from here, we're going to lift and inhale those arms up, and exhale, hinging at the hips, fold over your cross-legged position, or if you'd like, you can keep your hands a little closer towards your center. Or if you'd like, you could stack one hand on top of the other and rest your brow into your hands. Inhale, come all the way back up so that your shoulders are over your hips. And again, wrap your fingers around your knees and return to flying cross-legged position. And cross opposite ankle over opposite leg. Now begin to lengthen the legs and either keep the knees bent, or you can straighten the legs, whichever feels most appropriate for you, depending on how flexible you're feeling that day. Breathe deeply. Release your toes, release your legs. Take your legs forward either to half boat or all the way into boat pose. Inhale, release the legs down. Reach the arms up and exhale, fold. And be really mindful of how your body is feeling here. Again, if you're feeling extra flexible, see if you can really lengthen the legs. If not, keep the knees slightly bent. Have patience with your body. Inhale, slide the left heel in so that your knee is towards your chest. Exhale, take the left leg over the right and turn to the left. Breathe. Square off your shoulders and hips towards the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right leg, taking the right heel towards the left hip, and take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee, returning to King of the Fishes, stimulating that digestion, opening the chest. Inhale, lengthen the left leg, either keeping the knee slightly bent or fully extending. And begin to stack the left ankle over the right leg, or if you would rather come to adducts pose, you may certainly feel free to do so here as well, whichever feels most appropriate for you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge the hips forward, either reaching your fingertips towards the top of the mat or stacking one hand on top of the other, or keeping the shoulders a little bit higher. Now you have your options. Just be very, very patient with your body. Some days we feel a little tighter than the others, and that's fine. Always listen to how you're feeling. Inhale, walk your hands in. Lift your knees. Lift your heels. Take your feet into the mat. Now we're going to use the strength of our arms to come towards the center of the mat and really think about opening up the knees, bringing your feet together, and start to bind your toes. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold. And again, listen to how you're feeling here. If you're feeling particularly open into your pelvic girdle today and into your hips, certainly feel free to see if you can start to fold forward a little bit more upon each inhalation and exhalation. Or if you would rather stay here with your shoulders a little bit higher and your knees up a little bit more, you may certainly feel free to do so here as well. Inhale, shoulders over your hips. Exhale, use your hands, use your arms to draw your knees together. And with your feet in front of you, start to roll back onto your mat one vertebrae at a time, coming to a nice, comfortable supine position. Inhale, lengthen your right leg up. And exhale, take your right ankle over your left leg. And really think about pushing your right knee away from your center line. Now, if you would rather stay here to modify, you may certainly feel free to do so. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me a little bit more clearly. And so what we're really focusing on here is the opening effect of the piriformis. So push the knee away, inhaling. Again, try not to really force it. Listen to your body. And as you exhale, draw the right knee in towards your chest. Try to keep your lower back flat into the mat. Now, if you'd like to take this a little bit further, go ahead and lift your left foot over the mat. Either keep the leg bent or lengthen the leg up. Or if you need a little deeper stretch, thread your arms through and wrap your fingers around the left knee. Breathing deeply. And release that stretch and switch sides. Take the other leg up. Cross the ankle over the opposite leg and start to push the knee away ever so slightly. Inhale, exhale, take the left knee towards your chest. And if this is feeling pretty good here and you feel like you can take this a little bit further, hover the right foot over the mat and either lengthen the leg up or wrap your fingertips around the right knee. And release, inhaling, and come back to your nice, comfortable supine position. Really think about keeping your lower back into the mat. Now from here, we're going to swim the legs from side to side into kind of a windshield wiper motion, lifting one heel and then the other heel, lifting one hip and then the other hip, and come back to center. Walk your heels fairly close to your hips so that you can almost touch your heels with your fingertips. Inhale, exhale, tuck in your tailbone and begin to peel your hips away from the mat one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, release the hips down. Exhale, lift the hips. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, lift and hold here. And if you would rather stay in this position, you may certainly feel free to do so. Otherwise, you're going to start to come all the way into your bridge pose by lacing your fingers together and rolling your shoulders under. Take deep breaths. Inhale, release your hands. Exhale, release your hips. And from here, and again, I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit easier. As you can see, I don't have a lot of room to work with. But actually, that brings me to a really great point. You don't have to have a ton of room to work with, just as long as you can basically fit a mat into your space that works with the length of your body. Now we're going to start to really release that lower back after our previous back bender. We're going to take the knees towards the chest and go ahead and hug those knees in. You should feel a gentle pull into your glutes and lower back. If this is a little bit too intense for you, you can certainly take your fingertips around your shins with your knees further away from your chest. Now, if you'd like to take this a little bit further, go ahead and take the knees towards your shoulders, lift your heels, and bind the toes into happy baby. Release your feet together, knees to your chest. And so I'm going to turn once again just to demonstrate what we're doing here. We're coming into what we call concentrated rest pose. So go ahead and draw your knees inward with your feet out towards the edges of your mat. Rest your hands into your lower abdomen and breathe. Now, if you'd like to start to close your eyes here, you may certainly feel free to do so. Keeping your eyes soft. Now go ahead and open the knees, walk your feet in, and we're going to begin to transition into our Savasana or corpse pose. Slide out the right heel, followed by the left, drawing the legs open, and open up your arms. Allow your eyes to drift closed. Really begin to release all of your muscles from your fingertips, traveling all the way down to your toes. Let go of and silence all of your strenuous thoughts. Feel as though your mind is drifting towards the sky and your body is sinking deep within the earth. Let go and focus only on your breathing. Now keep in mind with Shavasana, you can stay in that posture for as long as you like until you feel satisfied that your body has come down, that your heat is cooled a little bit, and that you feel relaxed. If, however, you're ready to come all the way back up, we're going to start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Slide in your right heel, followed by your left, and roll over onto your right side into fetal position. With your eyes still closed, rest your head into your right arm. Begin to allow your eyes to drift open and come all the way up into a nice, comfortable, seated, cross-legged position. Or, as we performed earlier, you could come into a half lotus, or you could come into adept's pose, or if you're feeling particularly flexible today, you could come all the way into lotus pose. Relax your feet. Palms are up, index finger to thumb. And once again, allow your eyes to drift closed. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale, and opening your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Bring your palms together. And exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Have a wonderful day, you guys. And remember, listen to your body. Don't force it. Be patient with yourselves and make it a wonderful day. Peace.